Hi, this is Tracy from We Craft at Home. Thank you for joining me. And as you saw in the previous pictures, this card, I'm not sure what to call it actually, because it's a bit more than a stepper card. I saw this on YouTube. I don't know if you know her. Iced Images is what she's called, and she does some amazing stuff with cards. I saw this one and I've adapted it to Canvas Workspace so that we can use it and cut it out. And I've also done it so that we haven't got such a lot of card attached to it. So I hope you will join me here. Now, this is my kind of first attempt, and this little bit here we do not need. So I'm not going to add that this time. I'll show you my prototype over at the craft table and show you why we don't need it. So let's get started. So we're going to need a square. We're going to need two, but that's okay. And a right-handed triangle. So we're going to put that to the side for a minute and concentrate on this. And we are just going to duplicate and put one to the side. This one we want at 6 inches. So that's that piece there, as you can see. And this one will be at 4 inches. So for this one, you can see we need to put some cuts in. First of all, we're going to join these two. So we need to do it so that they join down here. So we've got this. We need it to just, what I'll do, if I go in, just go over the line. So I want this to come back a little bit because we want as little as possible to be going over. I think that might work. It might be too thin. So then what we're going to do is just grab the two, and we want them to meet at the bottom, so we want this one. Display, zoom to mat size. I added that into it. I didn't mean to do that. Forgive me, my camera stopped working without me realising. So I've welded that once I've brought it up, and that's what we're at. So then all we now need to do is add all the score lines and the cut lines. Actually, first of all, what we'll do is put it on the X and Y, because that is going to help us a lot in this case. So the X and Y's are over here, and we need them both at 0. I'm using my arrow keys on the keyboard because I find that a little bit easier. So now we're at 0, 0. We know that this score line has got to be at 4 because the square was 4 by 4. So we're going to use this path tool. You're going to click on the corner, hold the shift key because that keeps the line straight, and come straight down and double click. And then we're going to change it to a score line. Third one down always, because I like the gaps in between it. Less chance of the card breaking when you use like these score lines are too close together for me, so I like this one better. You can see it says I'm on 399, 2, which is perfect because this is 2 down, because this square was 6, this is 4, so that's a 2 difference. But I need to come over just a tiny little bit to go to 4. So 4 and 2 on the X and Y is what I need for that one. Then we're going to do the path tool again. Now this one is going to be at 6 because it's 2 inches from here. Again, click, hold the shift key, keep it straight and come down. And you're coming down 2 inches. So you can use the squares, and that gives you rough guidance. So you can see that I've done it at 601. I need to come back just 1. The Y positioning needs to come down, actually up, sorry. so that we're in the right place there. It says 199. That'll do me. You know, for me that's enough. It's a score line, so it will do its job. So again, third score line down, and then we need to do this one. So path tool again, and we're going another 2 inches. So this has got to be at 8 inches. But this one, hold the shift key, you're going down to 4 inches. We need it 4 inches in length. Double click. We'll check. So we need to come back a couple and up a couple. I seem to do that a lot. Oh, look, I got that spot on. 4 inches. Change to a score. So this extra bit we don't need, because like I said, it's just added thickness of card. I thought I needed it to attach them together, but you don't. So I'm going to leave that bit off this time. So now we need the cut marks that go across. So again, we need the path key tool even, and we're going to start it at there, that hopefully is 2, and this time we're going to concentrate on what the Y says. We need the Y at 2. Click, hold the shift key, come straight across and double click, and then check. So it's at 198, we need it at 2. So that means we've got to come down 2 clicks. It's at 6, which is yeah, we wanted it at 6 and going across. Okay, so for me that's spot on, and I'm going to leave it like it is. The next one is just this small one here. So path tool again, click down the bottom there, hold the shift, come across and double click. Make sure you've gone just over the line so that it will cut through. Oh look, that's spot on. So the Y positioning is at 4, which is where I need it, and the X is at 8, so I got that spot on. That's unusual for me. So that is now all ready to go. So we will group it all, Control G on your keypad, or layer group. So we know we've got that one done now. It's exactly as it should be. There we go, matches that, apart from the bit on the end. So now for the triangle, we are going to flip it both ways so that we can fit it on the X and Y as well. And we want that at 0, 0. That, in case you don't know, the X and Y for 0 is the grey line and not the red line. The grey line that goes around the outside. So to do this, we first of all need to do the score lines, and I've done them at 1/2 inch. Sorry, the triangle needs to be at 5 inches because we need these score lines to make the pockets. So again, we need the path tool, and if you start off by just roughly guessing where you think 1/2 inch will be, click, hold shift key, come down to the end, double click, and then come over here. So again, I didn't do too badly. We want that at 1/2. That should be still at 0 because we started at the top. That's the first one, and we'll change it to a score line. And then we need to do one going across at about 1/2 inch. So this is where the Y has to be at 0.5. Same thing, double click at the end, and then we'll go over here. So I need to go up a couple of shots, and the Y needs to come back. So now we're in the right places for that. But these pieces need to come, see, like I've done here, them pieces need to come off because they are stopping you from finishing off. So let me just come in on the rectangle so I can show you. So first of all, we need a square, but we're going to do it fairly small, and we need 3 of them. So because we don't need these bits, you can leave this bit out if you want and cut it with scissors, but you know, the reason we have a scan and cut is because we don't have to do all that mess. So all we're going to do, first of all, you need to put one on the score lines because we don't need that bit there. And then these 2 points, when you put it together as a pocket, you have to cut it off because it sort of sticks out and gets in the way. So make sure they're lined up how you want them. These need to be kind of on the score line. And then we're going to select all the shapes. You can't just sweep over because you don't want the score lines. So we're going to click on the triangle and then hold shift and click on all 3 squares. And then we are going to subtract. And what it does, it leaves you with what you need. The only bit of tidying up you need to do, I'm going to go in a bit further just to show you. The score lines now need to be retracted a little bit. You need them to do first so that you know where you need to cut off. It's easier that way. So I know that one is the one across. You're just going to grab it there and pull it into the corner. Same as that one, you're just going to grab it and put it down to the corner. So display, zoom to matte size, and there you go. Control G to group it, and that is your shapes done. So you need 2 of each to make the card and 2 pockets if you want the pockets. You don't have to have the pockets, obviously. As always, the file will be available on my craft group if you want it, if you don't want to try making it yourself. Okay, I'll see you over at the craft table. Hi guys, it's me again. I'm sorry I forgot to sort out the shapes for you, show you how to do the layers on here, so I'm just going to do that very quickly. So we used that triangle. Let's do the triangle first, and we're going to flip it both ways. For the first layer we just need to make it a little bit smaller. In fact, I think if we make it 375, it should fit quite nicely in there. There we go, so it fits really nicely there. And then however many layers you want, you can offset on top. But you want it inward, not outward. And there we go. For this one, you need to do different layers. So you're going to first need a square. Let's duplicate that. Going to need a few squares, to be honest. So we know that the card is 4 inches, so we need to do this at 375 for it to be the first layer. And then it's up to you whether you do it as offset or you just go down in 1/4 inches in the squares. It's the same thing. With this one, you're going to want little squares. So you're going to try to move that. You're going to need another square for here. So altogether, you are going to need 6 mats, 6 layers for each mat size. So this one is 3 3/4. If you do another one at 3 1/2, that means you need 6 of 3 3/4 and 6 of 3 1/2. And then the squares, as you come down, you want them to be 1 3/4 to start, and they're going to each go, let's colour them so you can see a bit better what I'm talking about. So duplicate, you need a square there. Okay, so the way it goes is the other side will be similar. You need 7 altogether, so let's get rid of that one. You need 7 squares, so each mat size you need 7 of. in the squares, in the 2 squares, and then you need 6 in the larger squares of each mat size that you do. And that's the layers. That's how you do the layers. So it's fairly simple. I just wanted to quickly go over it with you so you wasn't left wondering how to do it. Okay, so this time I really will see you over at the craft table.
Okay, so as you can see, I'm here at the craft table. I've cut 2 bits out. Now all you're going to do is rotate one 90 degrees. And then what we're going to do is stick them both like, is it like that? So just one single strip of squares together. That's all we need to do. So I'm just going to put glue on all of these. So you can see why you didn't need the extra tab like I was trying to so eloquently explain. Because it all sticks together like that and you've still got the slots and everything. So now what we need to do is do all the folding. So obviously the 2 cards are self-explanatory. They are literally card folds. And for the steps in the middle, you're going to go mountain, valley, mountain, valley, mountain, valley, like that. And that's all it is. And then once you've got it all down, I would sharpen your creases. As usual, I've misplaced my bone folder. Honestly, I've got loads as well because I'm always shoving it down somewhere and forgetting where I've put it. I'll use this one for now. So all you're going to do is sharpen all creases. Turn it over and sharpen on the back. And there you have the basic shape. You've got your 2 triangles as well. I've cut them out just so that I could show you. The bits that we cut off were not enough. You need to cut a little bit more off. But at least I'll show you what I was talking about there. And they'll go either, well, wherever you want to put them, but usually the inside 2 pockets. But anyway, I'm not going to actually use them, but I'll show you afterwards where they go. So here's one I made earlier. I've done this a while ago. That's meant to be in there. It's come off somehow. So this has got quite a lot going on it, and it's bright and cheery because the little girl is called Daisy. And she likes bees, so I made sure there was lots of daisies and bees on there. So that is how it goes. The only thing I forgot to put on was the other side of the card because this was done separately. As you can see, I added the card separately because I was following the tutorial that I told you on YouTube from Iced Images. So this is why I've tried to do it like this, because it actually packs it out a lot in the end. With the pocket and all the bits on there, it actually makes it really, really solid, and you'd need a box, not an envelope. So this is why I worked on this. Now, I have, I want to make a card that's just like thinking of you, and I'm here for you, because I've got a friend going through a hard time at the minute, and I just thought maybe she'd like something like that. So I have all these beautiful duplex sheets that I bought from a Pinflair yard sale. You can see the shine on them, and they're pliable and very, very not, I wouldn't say thin, but they're not card. They're more like paper. But I got a stack of them from there. I've got so many different ones. Can't find the one I want to show you now. I cut them all out. Must have been... Anyway, there's another yard sale coming up on the 13th of August. That's this weekend. If you can go, you need to go. It is... You get ridiculous. I think we were getting stacks of... like 25 sheets for like £1 or something silly like that. It was really worth going to. Anyway, so I'm in a bit of a mess where I've done me stamping. I've got all the bits. So this is the one I wanted to show you because it's lovely. Look, she's holding a little baby wolf in her arms. It's a gorgeous one. Anyway, that is going to be my main one on there, and I've put them all onto black. I could have done silver, but I feel like they needed something solid, not shiny, because they're already shiny. So now all I'm going to do is stick all the cards on. So it'll be one on the front, two in the middle. So I've got beautiful wolf there. Got another wolf there. See, me and her, we've got a thing for wolves, so I just thought we would make a beautiful wolf scenario picture. And then on the front of that one, I've got the wolves facing inwards, so I thought that would go nice on the front. And then all the little squares, you do 1, 2, 3. This is not the order I'm doing them in, I'm just showing you. I cut up little bits of the picture. So this one I cut up the little wolves, and I've got some of the trees by themselves. So I would do 1, 2, 3. So it looks like they go together. There should be one more. Where's it gone? As always, I'm missing one. Okay, I'll sort that out in a minute. And then oh, there it is. So it's just the wolf's eyes again. Same wolf. And then I have cut out a tag using me, to be honest, I'm sure you've got plenty of tag dies, but this is like the oldest one I've got. It's Sizzix, the biggest dies, and it's one of the first ones I ever bought, and I've had it for years and years and years, but I still, that's one of the ones I definitely kept. So I've done loads of them, because first of all I was going to put them in pockets. So when you've stuck that on, you would then put the pocket over the top, but I love these pictures so much I don't want to do that. So I'm going to see about just sticking them in places. So sending all kinds of happy, sending love, and I've done black with silver. It is called Silver Moonlight Tonic Nouveau. And then this one says, I am always here for you. And this one says, oh, it says the same thing, I am always here for you. That's a bit harder to see, and the top wouldn't stamp properly because of the magnet. I'll show you the stamp set I was using. Anything I've used, if I can, I will put the link below. It's this Creative Craft Products Thoughtful Sentiments. So there's a whole range of them. I've got them all, but that's what I use. So I am always here for you, sending love. That one, I am always here for you. And then from the, it's a young one sentiment, but sending all kinds of happy. I thought that kind of filled with it. So I just wanted a lot of things to say, like, you know, you're not alone. We're all going through rough patches of one kind and another. And that's how it'll be. So I'm just going to glue it all. I will fast forward it. So you don't have to watch me gluing it all. And I'm going to glue it all flat. Okay, so that's that done, and I'll go over again. If you want to put the pockets in, this is your time. Now you can do it like that, or like that, or even like that. It depends, you know, you can put it wherever you want, however you want. Obviously not upside down, that's not going to work very well. So at the moment, what we have is this. And then we just open it up. That's a lot of silver. That's a lot of glittery, but I know she'll love it, because I went with her to the yard sale, and we chose loads of different dooflex and shared it out between us because we both loved the same thing. So I'm hoping this will cheer her up a little bit. So now all we've got to do is decide where to put all these. Maybe we do a little one up there. That big one might fit down there. I don't want to take away from the picture too much. Maybe the tag's a bit too big there. I could narrow it down a bit, but there's also the back. You could write something special, or I could put them like that on the back, just so that she can see the little messages and realise why I've sent her it. Okay, so that is what you do. As always, the card is available to download from my Facebook group page if you don't want to attempt making it yourself. But it's just an easier way of doing the card that I originally saw. I loved it instantly. I thought it was just that bit extra special. I love what she does. If you haven't seen her, you should check her out. She does some amazing card folds. Iced Images, her name is. Okay, I'll decide where to put them afterwards, and probably tie a little bit of ribbon. Before the video, I had this lovely ribbon that was, again, I got from Pinflair, and it was shades of the blue with a little bit of the purple, and it was a gorgeous ribbon, but I can't find it right now, so I will do that afterwards. And enjoy. I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.